Hello guys, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench. Yes, it's finally here. Not my stinking bloody cold that's got me pausing videos every 3 minutes of the ice streaming and that like I'm bloody crying. No, this is finally here. This is the Gerald R. Ford from Trumpeter in 1/350th scale. I love this thing. I love the aircraft carrier. I didn't even know Magic Factory had done it in 700th. I got one in Telford off of Gary at Tiger Hobbies, and then I heard that this was coming out. Oh, wow, gotta get it. And it's been a long time coming. They had this in Squadron. They had it up for review last year. They had a test shot, and then they got their stock for their customers. I think it was beginning of February. I ordered one on eBay. Turned out it didn't have any stock, so I cancelled the order. Ordered another one on eBay. Turned out it didn't have any stock, so they cancelled the order. Which they shouldn't be arbitrary or something it's called, isn't it? Moss was talking about it. And basically they are advertising stock they haven't got. Now this has come from Jadlam, okay? Jadlam down in Glastonbury, aren't they? And I believe Jadlam are the only people in Europe, not only this country, I think they're the only people, well, I think they're the only people in the world other than China and America to have these things. I've spoken to Backman UK and they're expecting it around May, June, but they said it could be July. But Jadlam have got some. And as of right now, today is Wednesday the 26th, is it, of March 2025. And as of right now, which is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I should have had this morning at 8 o'clock, but my normal parcel force guy is on holiday. I should have had it yesterday actually, but parcel force didn't collect from Jadlam on Monday. It's just not supposed to have it, am I? So the reason I've got it here in the bag is because a lot of people moan about Jadlam packaging. Me included, I have moaned in the past, but I have to be honest, I've bought a few kits off them lately and I've had no issues with their packaging whatsoever. So well done. And I was on with Moss on Monday night, and James from Tobolby Go Models was on there, and he said he's bought a few kits off them lately and he's had no issues with them either. Now here she is. I think this is their biggest 1/350th ship box they've ever done. This is like 200 size. So there she is there, okay, on the end there you are, you can see 05638. And she's a big one. Now what they've done, they've wrapped cardboard around it. Normally with these Trumpeter kits, they would come in their own cardboard sleeve, so they could just literally stick a label on it and post it, like the 200 scale ships do. But for some reason, I was speaking to Matt. I want to say a massive thank you to Matt for sorting me out with this one. I have paid for it, I haven't been given it, but Matt sorted me out. Thank you, mate. Brilliant. And yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about the ship itself, and in this video we're going to look at the packaging, the hull and the instructions. What I'm going to do, I'll put here, right here in front of you now, I'll put a time where I actually open the box, so you don't have to sit here and listen to me waffle if you don't want to. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about the packaging that Jadlam have done, and it's absolutely fine. I'm going to turn it over. And the reason I like to do this on camera is so that if there is any issue, I can send a link of the video to the people that have sent me the kit, and then we can go from there. Now, what they've done, they've wrapped it in a cardboard box, which is great. It just about does it without coming off the ceiling. There's me coughing, sorry. So yeah, there's the cardboard box it came in. Luckily it's bin day tomorrow, so that can go in the recycling. And here is the kit. Here is Gerald R. Ford. I've got the appropriate t-shirt on. Ford Mustang, Ford, yeah, great. I think President Ford, wasn't he generally a loved man? I think he was, wasn't he? He was. US presidents either tend to be awesome loved men or completely utterly hated. Or what we've had lately is a bit of both, isn't it? So here we go. On the box in the front, we've got a beautiful image there. Gerald R. Ford. The kit is 963.2 millimeters long. It has a beam of 265.9 millimeters. And it has 2,200 plus parts. Now what I'm going to do between part one, as I say, is going to be the box, the packaging, the whole of the instructions. And what I'll do then, in the meantime, I'll go away and I'll see, because some of these kits, they have these claims of part numbers and they're just not there. Sorry guys, this coughing is just doing my nutting, but I've got to get, I want to get this video out because I'll be the first in Europe. The only one that's out there review is, as far as I know, is the Squadron one. So here we go, looking at the box here, you can see we have a side-on image of her with no aircraft or anything on. You can see there's all the deck equipment we're going to get in the kit. It's not saying how many we've got, but we'll probably have more than one of each of those. We've got 2 lots of decals. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 sheets of photo etch. Now, from what I've seen on the Squadron review, you don't really need much more. I mean, obviously the aftermarket's going to come along with stuff for this, but I'm not sure they're going to actually need anything. Because Trumpeter, you know, it's like with the Yamato, more and more and more, they're just getting better and better with providing you the kits that don't need, you know, aftermarket. If you want to get kits that don't need aftermarket, go and get the Verifier Deluxe Editions. I've actually got the Verifier Takeo has turned up today to review, so I'll review that later on, or I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, you can have a look at that one. It's beautiful. But yeah, you can see there we've got the deck with all the lovely different colours and everything on it. And even though she's fairly new, you can actually go to town with your weathering and sort of blotch it up and everything and make it look great. Moving around the box, you can see here, this is huge for a 350th. I mean, this is massive. This is much bigger than like the Enterprise box or whatever from Tamiya. Right, so we have here, you can see CAD images of the actual thing itself. We've got the armaments here, there's the anchors. I'm not going to try and remember what these things are called because I don't know. But we've got that automatic gun there. That's the big GAU gun, isn't it? That's a big gun. And there's another load of missiles there, and there's another thing there. We got the tower there, or the bridge, should I say. With we've got clear windows by the look of it, photo etch railings and everything. And then coming along the side here, we've got all the photo etch details in there, you can see in the gold colour, and then we've got all the detail around the stern there. If you have got the 1/700 scale and you've bought the aftermarket set that I reviewed, you might want to have a good look through these instructions and screen save them, because the instructions that come with that set ain't that clever. And I think these are going to show you where a lot of the detail goes, like all up in these, you know, in these little chambers and everything. So there we go. Moving along, we've got some history of the ship, and then we've got our aircraft in here. So we've got 4 EA-18Gs, we've got 4 F-18Es, we've got 4 F-18, another 4 8, so we've got 8 F-18Es, we've got 8 F-18Fs, we've got 2 E-2Ds, we've got 4 MH-60s, and we've got 2 MV-22s, and we've got 8 F-35s. So we've got a nice selection of aircraft in there. And I do know that with these, they give you the option of having them with folded or lowered wings. So unfortunately, what they do, you're not getting like, when you get 8 aircraft, you're actually getting 16 upper aircraft halves, because 8 of them will have wings out and 8 of them will have wings folded. So if you can take some resin mouldings or whatever, you can make up another 16, because I think she can carry, I did make a note of, I think it's 75 aircraft she can carry, I think. So, you know, you could go a full complement. But there we go. So that's it there. The kit number, as I say, is, where is it? It's 05638. And as I say, Jadlam have got these. They've got them on their website for £299.99, which is 50 quid off the retail price. And then if you go and buy them on Jadlam, you'll get your 3,000 points that you can use, reward points. So there's another 20, if you build it up by another 1,000 points, that's 25 quid off a £100 kit. So it's ending up costing you £275 rather than 300. Or if you want to, you can go and get it on eBay on their site, but it's 329 on there, so you're going to pay £30 more and you won't get the Jadlam points. So there we go. Believe it or not, it says here, detailed scale kit for adult collectors to assemble. Okay, I thought 6-year-olds would want to do this, you know, but never mind, eh? So we've got the, there's a refueling drone on there, isn't it, I think? Did we have those? I don't think we had those in there, did we? You get the little refueling drones in the Magic Factory kit. No, we don't get them here. So, interesting. But, yeah, it also tells you what they're from. So we've got VFA 213, VFA 31, 37, 142, 213. So they're from the same group, and the rest of them are individuals. So there we go. So without further ado, let's get this box open and have a look and see what's in there. Okay, so just before we get the box open, as I promised at the start, let's talk a little bit about the real thing. I've made some notes. Gerald R. Ford is the first of a batch of 4 or 5 ships. I think that's sort of, it ended up probably being 3, won't it? I mean, Enterprise was supposed to be a batch of 5, and she was ended up being a batch of 1, didn't she? So she's 100,000 tons of displacement, believe it or not. So she's the heaviest ship ever made. She's got a maximum speed of 30 knots, apparently. Keep saying that, don't they? It's probably more like 40, 45. And she cost $13 billion to build. She has a crew of 4,500, which is about 500 down on the Nimitz class, so that's good. She's 1,106 feet long, so she's not quite as long. She's about 6 meters shorter than the Enterprise, which was 343 meters long, which always makes me wonder, at 350th scale, why is the Tamiya kit longer than a meter? So yeah, she's 1,106 feet long and 256 feet wide on her flight deck at the widest point. She's actually got 25 decks, believe it or not. Absolutely incredible. She's got the EMAL system, which is the electromagnetic aircraft launching system. So instead of having steam catapults, she's got electromagnetic catapults, and she's got 4 of them. So they can't take off 4 aircraft simultaneously, but they can do them seconds apart, sort of thing. She's got advanced arrestor gear. So rather than having the standard old sort of hydraulic damping gear, she's got advanced electromagnetic arrestor gear. She's got advanced radar systems. Okay, I'm not going to try and get too, because I don't know what I'm talking about with that sort of stuff. She's powered by 2 nuclear reactors, putting out 600 megawatts of power. Okay, which is absolutely incredible. And if you're looking at her range, she's got 4 propeller shafts. If you're looking at her range, it's unlimited. She can go for 20 to 25 years. So basically, if you could put this out, if you could run this unmanned, she could stay at sea for 20 to 25 years, never come back. Amazing, isn't it? If she kept running reliably, that is, I suppose. But it's absolutely crazy, isn't it? We should be doing that with cars. We should put nuclear reactors in cars so they can just go on and on. Never mind all this electric stuff. So she was laid down on the in November 09. She was launched in October 13, and then christened in November 13, and commissioned in July 17. So quite a long time there. But as I say, $13 billion was swallowed up with this. Okay, so let's get this box open. This is where I put the timestamp in. So, big old box, nice tight fitting lid, as you can see. Bloody hell. There we go. Weighs a ton as well. So there we go. There's our great big box. So we've got in here, we've got, bloody hell. Wow. We've got an instruction manual. Now we all know that normally this is the same as a Trumpeter instruction manual, yeah? But this one is actually square-ended. It has a spine, and it has 92 pages, and there are 227 build sequences. My God, it's all black and white, as you can see. We'll have a look at the instructions in a minute, and that's all we're going to do in this video. We're going to look at the packaging. We've had a chat. We're going to look at the hull, and then we'll look at the instructions, and then in part 2, we'll look at the 2,200 pieces or whatever they are. So there we go. So there's our instructions. We've got a slip in here that tells us of all their new releases, and we've got the CVN-78 coming. Oh, we've got one. And on the back here, we've got a 1/35th scale AH1W Super Cobra. Now, there were rumours, wasn't there, that Trumpeter bought Kitty Hawk's tooling. Now, I know they've brought out the Iroquois, but it'd be interesting to see. But there's the AH1W coming, and also we've got a 72nd scale M1127 Striker. 72nd scale military vehicles aren't for me, really. We've got 2 decal sheets. As you can see, one here is absolutely huge. It's almost A3 size, and then we've got a smaller one on the back there for the aircraft. We'll have a look at those. Hopefully they're all in register and everything. Now, the packaging is unusual for a 350th scale aircraft carrier. Normally, as you know, you'd have all the parts down one side and the hull on the other. But on this one, we've got the hull underneath. I know because I've seen the other review, and it's all sort of banged together and everything. So what we have here is just like the 200th scale. We've got individual boxes. So there's box C. One piece of advice I will give you if you're doing any Trumpeter kit, particularly the submarine, the big one, if it's got parts like this, sprues in boxes like this, go through the box and then write down on a piece of paper what the sprues are. So R, S, Q, L, A, B, M, you know, write it down and then put them in alphabetical order, and then across the bottom of the box here you can write da 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 da, you can write chain, PE, whatever, and then you know what box to go to. Because unfortunately, unlike Airfix, what Airfix are doing lately with their kits, all of like the left hand wing will be on one sprue, all of the right hand wing will be on another sprue, all of the cockpit will be on another sprue. What Trumpeter do, you get to stage 1 and you need a part, you know, the rudder will be on fret C, the props will be on fret B, 2 of the prop shafts will be on fret L, the other 2 will be on fret T, and then you'll have supports on fret R, you know, and you're sort of forever digging around in the box. Yeah, it's worth remembering to write those down. So we've got another box here. This is going to be box B. So quite heavy. It's not so deep, that one. And then we've got here another box. Oh, blimey. You can see there, it's like the size of a 48 scale aircraft kit, the box. But it's beautifully packaged. And unusually as well, normally you can't get these lids off, can you? But it's all, you can see it's all in there. Just show you, it's all in there, and it's lovely with all the foam and everything on it. So that's really good. And as I say, I'll be going away. What I'm going to do, as soon as I've made this video and looked at the instructions, I've got to take Dottie for a walk, and then I'm going to come back and count all the parts and see how many parts we've got, and then I'm ready to make part 2. So in here we have a card. We can see in the box now, you can see we've got like a cardboard liner which is separating the hull from the rest. So this cardboard liner is going to come out of here, and it is a lovely tight fit. You've got no problems with damage in transit. Shouldn't have said that, should I now? My hull will be broken in half, I expect. Oh, come on. Come on! Doesn't want to come out. It's the trouble is, once you get it like too much off an angle, it wedges itself in, doesn't it? Here we go. Blimey. This is a whole exercise in itself. I'll be twice this. I'll be like the Hulk when I finish this. Wow. Oh, wow. Right, here we are then. So the ends have got this lovely protective foam on them, which is really cool. And then we've got the bow and the stern. So here's the hull. And as you can see, I'll put this like this across me, and I'll stretch my arm out. You can see she's a big old girl. Bloody hell. She's very slightly smaller than the Enterprise, but wider, I think. They call her the biggest warship ever made. I don't know if they mean, if they're using that as weight or whatever. Because I say the Enterprise is longer, so therefore she's bigger, isn't she? I don't know. But yeah, we've got beautiful in here. We've got the, I mean, I'll do this overhead on when we do the sprue review. But as you can see here, beautifully done deck with all the tie downs all moulded in. Very shallow moulding for all the striping. Yes, so as you can see here, the hull is of all one piece, so it's not the usual sort of you know, waterline and add the red bit on the bottom. It's all one piece, which is a shame for those that want to do waterline, but I'm quite glad because they seem to have got their act together, Trumpeter, with their hull shapes. They seem to be improving greatly. Like on this one, the bulbous bow is a separate piece, as you can see. It's got a cutout there, so you just get that off the screws, glue it together and glue it on. But yeah, the one downside to this kit, it has no internal bulkhead detail in the hangar deck. It's got the hangar deck floor, but it has no walls. So I'm hoping that Arsenal, who are sending me something soon, I'm hoping that Arsenal or 3D Wild will do an aftermarket set just to do the walls, because you don't need the floor. I think you'll need a ceiling if you want to go that far, but certainly there's no wall detail. All you'll see when you look in is the backs of, like, where you've got these holes here. You're going to be putting obviously pieces in from the back with ship boats or whatever in there, and all you'll see is the back of them, which is it's a little disappointing, but that's what they do now, isn't it? They used to do it all properly, like with the Essex class and everything, but now they don't. So we'll get this put back in our box. I'm doing this upside down, and then we'll get to the bench and we'll have a look at the instructions. We will have a look at the hull in part 2 close up with the overhead camera, but at the moment I'm just giving you a sort of basic packaging, and this is the size of the thing. Have a look at the instructions, and then you can go away and live your life and then come back and see part 2 rather than me make a 2-hour-long video or something. So without further ado, I'm going to get this put away and we'll get on the bench and have a look at the instructions. Okay then, so here we are at the bench with the proper camera and have a look at the instructions. I want to apologise up front for the amateur hour kind of publishing here that we've got, but unfortunately I'm in a rush because the things come so bloody late, and also I've got this stinky cold, as you know, and I keep having a pause to cough every minute or less, so that's why you've got so much editing in here. But anyway, here we go. So here are the instructions. As I say, there are 92 pages of them, and as you can see, the book has got a proper spine. That's got more pages than a Wing Leader photo archive book. I mean, it's nothing like the quality. Obviously, the paper's not the same. It doesn't have the photographs or all the text. But, you know, when you think that's the kind of thing we're looking at here, it's bloody amazing, isn't it? Anyway, so, front of I almost said magazine there. Front of the manual, normal sort of stuff. It's all sort of hints and tips and everything, and how to do decals. You've got the legend down here, which is basically your standard Trumpeter stuff. So if you've built a Trumpeter kit before, then you'll be quite happy with this. If you haven't, then it's all very, very clear. So going into the book here, you can see we've got our sprue callouts. We've got the main hull decks. We've got all the bits and pieces there all around the outside of the hull. We've got our bridge there, and then we've got some little odds and ends. These are all slide moulded bits. We've got our photo etch over here, decal sheet stand, and then we've got our aircraft down there. So it's not kind of looking much like 2,200 parts to me, but I could stand corrected. You've got 4 of those sprues there, 2 of those. I suppose you've got 8 of those, so yeah, I'll have a count up and let you know. But I know I saw a review of the Intrepid, which I've actually got, CV11 Intrepid, and it claims 1,800 parts or something, and the guy only counted 1,200 or something like that. So anyway, so going into the front of the book, we've got the hull, and then we've got our hangar decks here going in. Clearly this isn't correct. You won't have the hangar deck going all the way up to the bow, but there would be bulkheads in here, firewalls and everything, sliding doors, and there would be bulkheads down the side. You might call them walls, but they're actually called bulkheads, and they're all they're not there. So there we go. So here we are. So let's turn the hull over and we'll get on with our bottom bits and pieces, so our propeller shafts and rudders, and we've also got our bilge keels there. Nice to see they're separate rather than trying to mould them, so that means we won't have any horrible mould seams or bloody great thick keels to deal with. And then here we've got the bow going together. Oh, it is one piece, it's not 2 halves, it's one piece. And then here we've got all these bits and pieces going down the side. There's going to be loads of these going down the side. And I wonder what these are. And they look like to be sort of little tie downs, so they can actually dock her with these the sort of bollards they tie around. I can't remember what they're called now. And then here we've got the bow anchor fair lead. Not sure what these are on the sides. They're more tie downs by the look of it. And then we've got the anchor chain there, a bit for the side. We've got our colour call outs there, we'll have a look at in a minute. And then we've got all these details going down the side here. Now you can see why it's got so many pages, because they've broken it down into very, very simple steps. And then more of those tie downs there, more of those tie downs there. Same for the anchor on the side. And then more of those. And then we've got all the bits and bobs going around the back. I must get some close-up pictures. I was looking to see if there was a book you could get on the Gerald R. Ford that told you technical stuff about it, you know, but I couldn't see anything. So no doubt it'll come sooner or later. We've got this platform here, and then we've got these bits and pieces here all on the back. They kind of look like cable reels or something. I don't know what they are, but I'm sure someone can tell me. And then coming down here, we've got our rails for our lifts. Remember, these are electric magnetic. They don't have cables. So again, they're on the linear rails, which is nice. And then we've got, is that lifeboats there? I'm not sure if that's lifeboats there, but they're very small. And this is the structure going around the stern. This is going to sort of go here, that piece there. There you go, there it is. And then there's another piece there. So you've got these great big two platforms sticking out the back of the hull. And then we've got some chests there. And then we've got little detail pieces of these divots and stuff. Looks like they're davits and stuff there. All going inside on the hangar deck floor. And this is where the detail falls down. This is what you're going to see when you look inside the hull. You'll see the back of the boxes that are going to cover these. So we need an aftermarket or scratch-built walls, bulkheads for our hangar deck, and then more of the same detail going in. Nice to see there's lots of detail in there. And then here we've got some a sponson going in. Oh, this is the framing for the inside, so this is going to go into those sponsons that are sticking out the side of the hull. So you can see we've got some pipe work there, we've got some vertical supports, they're all in PE. We've got the railings there obviously for the walkways, and you're going to close all that up, and then that's going to go, you're going to build all this up into a box, and that's going to go inside. So you can see you've got all these lights hanging down. So this is actually upside down at the moment, but you've got all those lights there hanging down. I'm guessing this is where the big frame goes that drops everything down into the water, takes the ship's boats and everything. And then we've got the same here, we've got more lights and everything going in, we've got railings, and then more of the same here, we've got more lights and everything going down. So there we are, building up this. It's beautifully detailed, all of this. Got lots and lots of detail in there, lots of pretty stuff to look at if you sort of look in the sides and up. Very nice indeed. I come over here and we're building up more of these boxes, and eventually all of these boxes are going to go into the sides. We've got a ship's boat there, we've got a PE rudder and that's a dinghy actually. It's an inflatable, should I say. It's got a PE propeller and a PE rudder. More of the same here. More railings going in, there's a ladder, more of the same. We've got the ceiling there with all the supports on it, or the ribbing should I say, and then that platform is going to go in there, that's from here. And then coming over here, there's no indication of colours or anything on here. I'm not sure, we'll have a look at the colour call outs in a minute, but I'm wondering about colours of hull and decks and everything. I'm guessing one's going to be a darker grey than the other, so there we go. She probably gets rusty and dirty straight away. And there's our inflatable going there. We've got the chocks for her to sit on. More railings going in there. This is one of the good things when you get kits that have all the photo etch in. They tell you when to put the photo etch in conveniently for you, rather than trying to work it all out. When you get aftermarket sets, they obviously don't tell you when, or they show you sometimes where it goes. It takes you a lot to work it out. And then you've got to work out when to put it in. And then here's the back end of the hangar deck. They've got some detail there, look. Or is that just the back side? That's 45. Yeah, that's just the back side of this. So there's no real detail there. It's just the back side of that. So again, we need a wall to go over that. And then here we've got some ducting. Lots more lights in there. I'm assuming these things are lights because there's so many of them. And this is going to be a sponson going on the side of the hull, no doubt. And this is going into the bottom of the deck. So we've got all these details now going into the bottom of the deck. We've got little details going on the outside. We've got a chest there of some sort. And then we're going to throw that deck onto there. Now, you can look at this now and you can think we're basically finished. other than the island, we're only on page 27. There's another 70 pages to go yet. So we're adding all this detail into the stern. So that's all going in there bit by bit, step by step. As I say, if you have got the 700 scale detail set, guys, you want to be freeze framing this now, because I know that we've got all those railings in that set and there's just arrows on photographs, and this is showing you where it actually goes. You'll be able to work it out from this what you actually need to do. So it's worth having a look at. This is that frame, I believe, that supports everything. We've got ship's boats going in there. And then here you've got all that detail there, that gantry, that's going there. All the yeah, that's that frame that drops the ship's boats into the water. That's amazing. And then we've got this detail here, that's nice, that's going in there. That's like the side of the deck, so that when the lift is down, this is the detail you'll see on the side of the deck. So that's all very nice. And then we've got more PE parts here going in. More PE parts there. We've got some more railings with little like not catwalks but little walkways on there. Absolutely incredible. I was watching a documentary and it said that some of the crew like won't see daylight for weeks. I find that quite surprising. All these areas here, they can go and get a bit of fresh air in a lunch break or something, surely. Maybe they're not allowed to leave their stations, I don't know. Probably very strict. We've got a little gusset going in there. We've got lots of box details going in. And then we've got some railings going around the stern. And then lots more detail here. You can see this is getting really detailed now. Looking absolutely beautiful. This is what the aftermarket would normally do. This would normally be all chunky, blocky plastic. But it looks like Trumpeter have got this handled for you. So there's a support there for a ladder that's going out the back. Same there, or for a little walkway that's going out of the stern. Here we've got some side supports, and you've got all the PE supports on there. That's the walkway going around the outside. And then is that the same there? This is 85. Is that 85? I don't know. I'm not sure if that's that inverted. Yes, it is. That is that. Okay. So basically that has become that. And then we'll do the same again on the other side, no doubt. All that detail going in there. And then you can see here we've got all these gussets going around there for the edge of the flight deck. It's going to look stunning. With all this PE, it's going to look absolutely stunning. You know, if you're getting one of these, you're probably going to want to wait for the aftermarket, but I'm not really sure what the aftermarket are going to come up with. Because this is the sort of thing they'd normally do. You'd normally be cutting plastic gussets off of there and adding these photo etch ones, but Trumpeter have done it for you. So that's cool. More walkways. There's a load of lifeboats there. Lifeboats? Lifeboats. I keep calling them lifeboats. Lifeboats here. No doubt somebody will come up with those in 3D printed resins because the plastic ones aren't sharp enough or something, but once they're painted you probably won't know the difference. More walkways here going around outside. We've got a sponson there with some bits and pieces. There's a flight launch guy there. There's a little area for him to look out of. Loads and loads of lifeboats there, all going down the sides. And then we're going to add all these walkways in the sides. Are these catwalks? I'm not sure what they are. If they're catwalks, they are, but if they're not, they're just walkways. And these are going all around the sides. I'm sure there's catwalks, actually nets, safety nets above these. So these are catwalks, and then the safety nets are above them. Right. I think catwalk is the term used for the walkway that goes around the edge of the deck. You can see just adding more and more and more. And there's a little platform there for something, whether it's a little radar going on there. You can see all that lovely detail in there. It's bloody stunning, isn't it? It's beautiful, it is. There we go, we've got another sponsor there, adding all the detail. We've got one of those guns there. We've got those, they're not paid forks, are they? Can't think what they're called now. But they're missiles anyway. And then we've got the other sort of gusset buttress coming out here with a radar on it. We've got that launcher there with the railings going around. And then here we've got more of the same. There's another one of those machine guns, or the GAU guns, sorry. You can get one of those from Tackham, can't you, in 35th? I might get myself one of those. And then you've got the, is it Oerlikons going around the outside, or cannons of some sort or other? Yes, we've got different levels of armament that all have different impacts and different ranges, from missiles right down to sort of, manned guns that they shoot into the water in case they get any pirates. Sponson going on there, and a little sponson there at the front, at the bow, should I say. And then more bits and pieces going on the stern. This stern's got a lot of work going into it. And then lots and lots of little greeblies and ladders and steps and all sorts going in here. Wow. Just look at it. It's just tons and tons and tons. Beautiful, isn't it? You see, there's a safety net there. We're probably going to have safety nets going all over the top of all this, aren't we, I think? Yep, there we go. There's our safety nets. Okay, so the safety nets don't go over the walkways. Obviously, the walkways can catch you. That'd hurt, wouldn't it? But the safety nets go where there isn't a walkway underneath. I'm assuming these are deflector shields. There's another sort of sponson coming out the side with a radar array on it. There you go. There's our deflector shields. We've got them open or closed. And then we've got our arrestor cables. So we've got photo etch for the actual cables, and then we've got the pulleys at either end are plastic. And then we've got these little antenna going up there. I'm guessing they would hold a net. Yes, there you go. They hold a net going across, look. So you've got, okay, I was wondering, PED49, that's what it is. Sometimes it's not so clear, but I was wondering what it was on there. But I don't know why they give you P. They would tell you not to use wire or something. Right, so here we are with our lifts. They're not saying make 3, so maybe they're all individual. Okay, here we go. So there's our staff going on the front, and there's our bow anchor. And there's our staff going on the rear, on the stern. And then here we've got to make 2 of these. Okay, so we've got 2 lifts there, so they've got a safety net on the edge. And they've got this thing, scoop. I'm not sure what they're for. They're all over the ship, these little things, little narrow, little sliders for sliding stuff out. No doubt there's going to be somebody with a bloody comment about 27 lines long that's going to tell me all this stuff. And then here we've got another lift here. No doubt the aftermarket will jump all over this with photo etch and everything. And then those lifts are going to go in there. I'm guessing you can clip them in and they'll slide up and down. I'm not sure. And then now we're starting on the island, so this is going to be a lot of fun. So we've got lots of greeblies and bits and pieces going on here. Okay, and then we're starting to add the bits sticking out the sides with all our windows in from the bridge. I don't know if we've got any bridge detail in there. Shame if we haven't, when you consider the 4-art Sheffield's got bridge detail. This should have it as well, shouldn't it, for a model this size? So once again, we've got all these platforms going on with lights and radar and all sorts on here. Got the little gussets in PE. Again, if you've got that 700th kit, get all this freeze framed and save it on your computer, because this is showing you where all the stuff goes that the instructions aren't that clear on that aftermarket set. So here we are as the next layer. We've got our radar flat panels here, I don't know what we call them. But we've got some PE ladders there going in. And then we're adding some more supports in there. We've got another radar beam thing there. Lots of little, these little things that are all over the ship. I'm not sure what they are. They're like little TV aerials that are sort of placed like that, sort of towed into each other. And then more there, more railings, more steps, more radar, more ladders. Just goes on and on and on, doesn't it? More railings. But there's one going across the back here. How have they done that? How have Trumpeter done that? It's a plastic part. There's this railing across here that's got all like little lights and stuff in it. Looks like a load of saucepans hanging on railings, if you know what I mean. Look at the real thing. But they've actually done it in plastic rather than PE. But from looking at the review on Squadron, it looks like they've got their moulding sorted out. It's very, very fine. So this is these are the extensions now on the side of the antenna on the main mast on the bridge. So that's going all around there. I think you need to look here where you're configuring your model from which period, because there's like an early and a late, and I think the shape of this platform area here changes, and it looks like they're not giving us an option. So it could be that the photo etch set for the 700 set is wrong, but there are two options for that area there. And then we've got more ladders here, more radar, lots of little bits and pieces of Graybleys, radar, more ladders, more railings. It just goes on and on and on. And then we're adding that mast down onto the top of the island there, as you can see. Then we're going to drop the island. Don't forget to put your little medals and stuff on there. And then we're going to work on the deck handling gear. So we've got there's our tractor units there. It's a shame they're not telling us what they are. So there's our tractor units. Do they tell us on here what they are on the colour callouts? They don't have it on that sheet. Do they have them on this sheet? Yes, they do, but they don't tell us what they are. So typical Trumpeter. So there's tractors there, tractors there. Are they tractors? I'm not sure. Be clearer. There's like forklifts there. And there's some of them will be like electrical generators. Some of them will be like fire hazard things. This is like a big crane. This is something that Ed will jump all over, and all you'll use is like the wheels or something. And then here we've got some more. There's another forklift there, and there's a little armament carrier there. Then we've got the E18Gs. Okay, so it's basically simple: wings extended, undercarriage up. Add on some drop tanks. They're in halves by the look of it, or no, they're separate. And then we've got the F-35s. Now they're not showing them here with the wings up, but I know on the sprue, when I've seen them, you've got the choice of having the wings up. Okay, duh, option, wings up or folded. It looks like you don't have the option with the E18s. MH60S, you can have the rotors folded, or you can have them extended. Tail rotor doesn't fold up, obviously. Then we've got our MV22s, looking very nice. Would be nice to have the back open and have one of those little trucks driving in there or something. So you've got the choice of having the blades folded up or extended. Not sure if you get the choice of having the motors forward. I don't know if they ever park them that way. And it looks like you don't have the option to swivel them around either. F-18Es, got the option of having the wings folded or extended. F-18Fs, again, folded or extended. And then final page, we've got our E2Ds. Okay, so there's with the big radar on the top. And then we've got another E2D here. So this is with folded wings, as you can see, and this is with extended wings. So, you know, if you want to start making molds and stuff, you know, of the fuselage, because you only get one fuselage for two sets of wings. So you know, if you want to take a mold off the fuselage, then you can make one. You'll only have two, but you could make 4. You could make 27 if you wanted to, if you took molds off everything. But very nice indeed. So there we are. I don't think it's 2,200 parts. I'm sure it's not, but I'll stand to be corrected on that. As for the colour callouts, you can see we've got the main ship here. And the colours they're calling out are Mr. Hobby, Aqueous, Aquavision, which is something you get in Asia, Viejo, Model Master, Tamiya and Humbrol. For the actual grey, IJN grey they're calling up. So there's no Tamiya equivalent, and yet there's loads of IJN greys in LP and XF, so I don't know what that's all about. But they're calling up H61 or Model Master 1731. But yeah, there's going to be a an LP or an XF equivalent for that, I can assure you. Got a nice big fat waterline, boot line, whatever you call it. And then the deck, what are they calling it for the deck? Tire black? H12 is flat black. I don't think that would look very good. It needs to be a very dark grey and then blotched up a bit if you're going to have aircraft on it. Okay, as we can see here, they're suggesting decals for all the deck marking. I would suggest probably painting this because the decals are going to be quite opaque, I should imagine. Or not very opaque, sorry. They'll be translucent, won't they? And they'll appear grey. It's probably better to paint it and then you can chip it and mess around with it and everything. You've got these circular ones to fit on here. They're going to be fun. These are the ones that go around the bases of the missile launchers and everything. They're going to be fun to fit. And then here we have, so we've got our crane here, that's all painted in white. It'd be worth noting that when you actually see images of the model on certain websites, shops, websites, it looks like it's 3D printed, it's just the mock-up. The actual, when you get your kit, there'll be plastic parts. So there we go, so we've got a little trolley there with our weapons on. We've got a little fire extinguisher thing there, you can see its big nose coming out, and you've got the same there but with a red stripe on. These look like actual towing tractors for the aircraft, and then here we've got a couple of forklifts. We've got heavy duty and a lighter duty one there. You can see how massive this thing is compared to its actual width at waterline to its total beam on the deck. So yeah, very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. What are they calling for hull red? XF9. No, that's too dark. Okay, and then the other call out here is for the aircraft. So we've got our MV-22s here, H306, that's gold grey, isn't it, whatever. And then we've got our blades there in a tire black sort of colour. I tell you they're painted flat black, no, do them in dark grey. Don't ever use flat black on your models, it looks terrible. And then we've got our F-35Cs, they've got a colour mix for them. So that's nice. I'm thinking about getting the Tamiya F-35C. I do like a C because it's got the bigger wings. F-18Fs, very nice indeed. We get 8 of those. We've got the E-18Gs, the growlers. We do like a growler. None of them seem to have very colourful livery on them. Let's get a bit of blue on here. So we've got the F-18Es, and there were more F-18Es. They're all quite low-vis, aren't they? We've got the E-2Ds, that's got the nice cross on the top of the radar there. That's about it. And we've got our bars, stars and bars there, but everything else is low-vis. MH-60S, nice they've included those. You don't get these in the Magic Factory kit, but nice they've included those. So yeah, very nice indeed. So, let me ask you a question before I go. From what you've seen so far, is she worth the money? I think she's worth every bloody penny. Anyway, I've got a cough again. So there we go. That's been part 1. I don't know how long it's been. It's been quite long, hasn't it? So I will be back either later or tomorrow with part 2. And we'll look at all the plastic, which is going to take a long time. It's going to be an hour-long video at least. So, hope you've enjoyed this. As I say, I think the only shop in Europe that actually has these on the shelf in stock is Jadlam in the UK. And as I say, right now when I'm doing this review, they have 5 left. And you go on their website, $299.95, you'll get all your bonus points. So yeah, go for that if you want to get one. As I say, I saw them on eBay, I bought them, it turned out I didn't have any stock. And at the moment, if you look around on eBay, all you've got is there's 3 in China and they're £327 and they're free postage, but then you've got the risk, do they actually have them? But then you've got Jadlam, who I know actually have them because I've got one here physically in my hands at last. And I don't know how they've done it, and I'm not going to ask. I'll see you all soon. Thank you for watching, and come back for part 2. In fact, if you want to make sure you get notified of part 2, if you click on the subscribe there, if you subscribe to my channel if you're not already, then you hit the notifications bell, you'll be notified when I put part 2 out. Bye for now.